All right, welcome everybody back to the Morning Smoke. It is your host, the underscore truth 1987. Here with my co-host, Mr. Mellon Miller. We are here for our third segment, and guess who's back? Miss Thea B is back with us here on the Morning Smoke. Thank you so much for stopping by. I mean, she's doing good. It has literally been once a month. I mean, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. We're gonna have to renegotiate our things or something for next year, because this is a good reoccurring thing here. We'll figure something out. Figure something out.
My word.
Yeah. So, but yeah, she's back to share with us her life, because my co-host is, as he says, invested in what's going on with her. So we will do that. But first off, before we get started, how are you, Miss Thea B? How has things been?
I'm great. I'm awesome. I just had a birthday. So I just turned 32.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels awesome.
Damn.
Wow.
I know, right?
Well,
How old did you think I was? How old do I look?
That's
I don't want to boost nobody's ego.
That's a trick question. Do not
She
answer
wants
that.
us to boost. Look, Thea, you look 24.
Don't answer.
Stop! 24?
No, I just wanted to say that to make you feel real. I don't know what you look like, to be honest with you. Mid to late 20s.
Yeah, I get 27 a lot.
Yeah. Your voice sounds 13.
Really?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
He's in the evil mode right now. Don't listen.
No. I say that as like
Stop mocking me.
my wife, when I first met her voice was suspect. Like, I felt like it was a setup.
Oh,
Wow.
You have that same soft voice that if I was talking to you on the phone, it'd be real weird,
ma'am, are you old enough?
Wow.
I mean, sincerely, I'd be like, this is not. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna see it through, but that ain't the point. No, I'm just messing with you.
He's not playing. He gonna see it through. Yeah.
See it through, my boy.
Got to see it through.
What are you doing with the rope and the snag in the truck, sir?
Got to see it through, my boy.
I was going hiking. I don't know what to take.
Wow. But yeah, birthday, yes.
Birthday. How was that?
Yes.
It was amazing. I was in Chicago.
What part of the world were you in?
Chicago, my favorite city in the world still, I don't care about your negativity, how you feel about Chicago.
It's a great city.
It's a great city. It's a great city. Like,
Great city.
Yeah.
Wait, your birthday was like Thanksgiving time?
My birthday was November 10th.
Right.
So I actually went, but I was there for Thanksgiving too. So yeah.
I'm not trying to be negative. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. There's just 25% of the city that you can be in. It's cold as hell in November and December.
Fresh air.
It's a great time in Chicago in November, December, especially around the holidays too. Come on, man, don't do that. Don't do that.
You're right.
Don't do
maybe
that.
some of those crazy black folks don't like the cold, so they indoors. You're right.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. That's just
I had a great
disrespectful.
time. I met some new people. My friends came, like all the people, like my real friends, like the ones I grew up with, and it was awesome. We had a good time. It was exactly what I needed.
She met some new people.
You know what I found, co-host? When a woman says some term that's not woman, I met some ladies, I met some women, I met some...
and I've met some new people.
People or them or they, that means men. Or
that's
man.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Oh my God, no, y'all. No.
So you met a guy.
No. It wasn't like that.
Co-host, and he got her smiling like that.
No.
What's that? Where how it go? Who got you smiling like that?
Who got you glowing? Damn.
Oh my God, stop. But I mean, y'all know I'm a lover girl, so you know how that go.
Right.
It's always something new.
Well,
a girl like me doesn't stay single for long.
Yeah.
A birthday wouldn't be complete without any drama. I mean, is there any silliness that went on? Or?
Oh my goodness, yeah, I had to kick one of the girls out the friend group.
My God.
She had to go. Had to go.
You got into it with the girl?
I actually did not, because I'm just not in that space right now where I'm getting into it with anybody. I'm just not. I mean, I feel like I learned a lot from that last relationship, Mr. Italy person. So I'm not begging anybody to be around me. I'm not forcing anything. If the vibe's not right, if the energy's not right, you being weird, you gotta go. I'm sorry. Especially on my birthday weekend. How dare you?
Amen
How
to
dare you
that.
bring bad vibes? And then
Amen
Hey,
she
to
was the
co-host,
newest out of the group. So it was like, girl, go.
What's up, my boy? What's up?
who she sound like?
Who
Who?
she sound like?
Yeah, who she sound like? I kick them. If you ain't right, I'm go. They gone. I mean, she turning into me every day. Every
Oh.
day that goes by, she turning into me.
See, I listen. I take it in. I listen. I might give you a little pushback, but I'm not
She
a
sound
fool.
like she sound like both of us because I kick him to the curb too. So
Okay.
I ain't got time for it. Life is so short to be fooling with silliness.
Too short. It's too short. Too short.
You know, one of the things that I tell people, Thea, is you can't control a lot sometimes, but you can control 99.9% of the people that you have in your life.
Absolutely.
Sure can.
Some people you know, like my child's mother, I can't kick her to the curb. You know, I gotta see that through for a few more years, right? Or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like Fitz, we got to do this podcast. But like, I'm just saying in general, you know, for the most part, you get to control who you got in your life. And I done let go of some relation. People try to come back and be like, hey, what's up?
Who?
Yeah.
I don't even know you no more. We're good.
And then you got those real ones that, you know, you try your best to kick them to the curb and they just stay on you like a leech. Never mind. Sorry, that was a different conversation for a different day. Sorry, my fault. Because I heard what you did. Co-host. You tried to slick one in there. Don't do that. Don't do that to me, sir. Don't do that.
Co-host, I'm not going anywhere, co-host. Yeah. But mainly it's not for you. It's for Felicia.
Wow.
Miss Thea, what about the love life? I know you met some people.
I am dating someone for sure. I would say that we're pretty. I don't know. We're not. Are we exclusive? Maybe. I guess.
I don't even know what dating means.
You wanna know how I know? You wanna know how I know?
Dating means that he definitely got me a great gift for my birthday, and
why would that be? Why would that have anything to do with dating, Coles? I don't understand what we're doing.
And he's like flying me out. Yeah.
Flying you out where?
Yeah. Well, I'll be out east soon. So I'm gonna go to California first, and then I'll be spending about 3 weeks out east. 3.5
In
weeks.
Maryland area?
DC.
Yeah. This that one. Okay. Yeah, we got you. Co-host, see, I listen. I pay attention.
I knew who she was.
He's really nice to me.
I knew.
So it's cool.
I knew. Yeah, I knew.
That's all I need. You know, just be nice.
What about you know, he don't listen to the show. It's just us here.
Who?
What about Italy? He tried to reach out. Is he blocked? Is he?
No, he's not blocked. But I mean, I'm sure like we have mutual people, so I'm sure like he's seen like, you know, my birthday posts and stuff like that. And he hasn't reached out to me. It's pretty interesting because the new person and that person, they know each other, but they don't like each other. So it's a little
Whoa. They know each other?
Yeah. It's
wow. If that ain't drama, I don't know what is. Ooh-wee.
Is that intentional, Thea?
No.
That's what I'm like. No.
It's a valid question.
That's a right question. That's a good question. Yeah.
I did not seek him out. I did not pursue that. He pursued me, and I kind of pieced it together. Okay, so they. How can I say this? It was always like something underlying with them, and then I just remember like that person made little smart comments about this person, but I never paid attention to it. You know, like I be worried about myself. Okay, I mind my business. Then I realized the new person was making little comments about the other person, and he's more open and he talks a lot more. So I was just asked, I'm like, do you not like him? And he was like, no, I really don't. I'm like that.
Hey, co-host, I know that game. Anytime you get the little sly remarks or this and that, I mean, come on, man. You'd be like, oh, hey, what's her name? You know, silly. You know, like
I said, wow.
Yeah.
Well, Thea, I was just watching That's funny. I was just watching. You ain't took it this far, but it was on one of them old Kevin Samuel clips, and it was like this lady. She was with her baby daddy for 10 years, and they had a kid. And then after they split, she got with his cousin to be bitter, and had a baby by the cousin. She said the baby was accidental, but the hookup was intentional because it was the bitterness. I'm trying to get back at him for X, Y, Z. So you can't. That's why it came to my mind. It's fresh on my mind. Was this intentional? You say no. So we'll have to.
I don't move like that. I feel like I try to do the right thing. I'm a good person. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I don't like the fact that they're not like, friendly. I mean,
You like it.
I kind of do.
Yeah, she definitely likes it. She definitely likes it.
I kind of do. Yeah. I kind of like that for me.
Every girl likes to be fought off there.
I mean, it's not like they're beefing. Like, they don't have beef. It's just, they just aren't friendly.
Okay.
I love that.
I know a little bit about Mr. Italy, and he has the authority for a drone strike. So be cool, Mr. Gentleman. He will come after you. Mr. Maryland, Mr. DC, wherever you at. The man's in the secret, society over there in the military. Gone.
What you say, Coach? UAV online.
Yeah.
I don't think he's worried.
Well, okay. Okay.
That's what they want you to think.
Yeah. I seen Enemy of the State, the movie, co-host.
Come on, man. Me too.
Anyway, well, Thea, there's a lot going on in the news. We've talked about it. I'm just curious your takes on it. I think one of the biggest things right now, co-host, in the news is that what's the young lady's name, co-host?
Don't ask me to pronounce it. Don't do that.
Shanquilla Robinson.
Yes.
Yeah, she was in Mexico with a group of friends. She, quote unquote, like it was weird in the beginning. Weird. She just dead, and then the friends come back, and I don't know. It was real suspect. Now Mexico saying they extradite, and they seeking to extradite the friends back to Mexico to put them charges on them.
As they should, because that's crazy.
And we've seen leaked videos. I don't know if any of y'all, on the up and up, people can't see the video, but it's leaked and it's out there.
Yeah.
And so if you want to see that video, them ain't no friends.
Yeah, it's wild.
Not at all.
It's definitely wild.
I'm not that type of girl. And like that kind of goes back to like my birthday trip. Like, we aren't mean. Like, all of my friends are beautiful, like in their own way. Like, none of us are trying to be each other. We all have our own thing going on. None of us are mean girls, but at the same time, we don't play either. So like, we keep it real cute until it's time not to. It's like a time and a place for everything. And that particular girl that I'm no longer friends with, I feel like she was giving mean girl. It was giving mean-spirited, bad vibes. Like, we don't have time for any of that. Like, if you feel like you need to be shady towards your friends, and we all kind of talk mess, like we banter, but if it's coming from like a weird place, and the best bet is just to stay away from them people. And it's crazy because like with that happening to her, I believe like every lesson is not for me to learn. I've been to Mexico with the particular person that I had to cut off. So to me, it's like a sign. Girl, you gotta go. I don't want nobody weird around me. You just never know.
You never know. When you got that weirdness and you keep letting it go, and then you want to be on some extracurricular activity with them, you really put yourself, because you already read the vibe, your intuition said what time it was.
Exactly.
And so, them people, you ain't going to go from best friend to positive vibes to doing what they did.
That's
right?
true. No, that's
so
true.
That means she definitely was giving signs and that the young lady who passed, she just probably let it go and just said, oh, this is normal, this silly.
Absolutely.
People, you better pay attention to this stuff that's around you.
I even heard that she's the one that booked like where they were staying at. Like, that's insane. So they were there on her dime? What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
What's going on?
That is crazy.
That's insane to me.
Yeah, it's one of the things. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this story. It's absolutely.
It's sad.
It's absolutely crazy. I hope that they get brought to justice.
Yeah,
I did see some other things on social media, and I'm curious. I didn't even mention this to my co-host. It was a mutual friend of ours, co-host Mark Brooks. He had posted this. He was talking about how it was some video of somebody else talking, but it was talking about how let's see here, masculine men will only pose, like take it to those extremes that you see where they kill people or this and that, because they are exhibiting that emotional response, like they're interacting through their feelings. And so it's where they say, if you look at the majority of these people, and this dude that was being interviewed was talking about like people in prison. He was out in California. He was just like, I'm telling you, the majority of the people in there, they all got masculine energy. They're in prison. However, they respond with that feminine emotional response. Nothing against you, Thea. I'm just talking about, whatever. And they're saying, you look at them. They raised by the mother, the father wasn't around, this and that, and they got this where they don't know how to cope. They don't know how to, because a real man with that masculine can walk away. It ain't worth killing you when I'm not even gonna be mad at you tomorrow. Now I got this murder on me and I'm in prison for 30 years, right?
Yeah.
So it is like when you a man and you really thinking like that and you could under, control of yourself, it's like that. They said that's the biggest thing that plagues black men is that we preach this masculine silliness, but when you see all these signs where this bothers us and that bothers us, and it's like you respond with that your feelings versus your mind, because the masculine energy is only dangerous when you respond when you ain't got no impulse control, right?
Right.
So they're just like, I'm just curious y'all thoughts on that. And I probably butchered some of it, but I'm getting the gist of it out there. Is that I've seen a ton of that.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against. I talk crazy about everywhere at the Chicago's not exempt. Anywhere we just talk about, I talk crazy about. But one of the things I noticed about Chicago, those people do not care.
Yeah.
A lot of people there do not have the impulse control, and that's why it's so violent.
Yeah.
And many of them are caught up in that cycle where either their father was also in that and didn't change, and so they're caught up in that, or they didn't have them around. Very few times do you actually see the person who are inflicting the violence come from a two-parent home that was stable, that was both parents responsible, and isn't that, you know what I mean? So I'm just curious, what are y'all thoughts on
that? So really my thought pattern behind that, I mean, I agree. It kind of goes back into a previous conversation that we had about, I think we had Theo on actually last month about, how the where a black woman sees herself as, not being, what was it again?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
The mother and the father.
Right. Exactly. I totally agree. I mean, definitely it's very true. And it's very important to have, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be, I mean, obviously you want a two-parent home. You want a father and a mother in the home. That's the ideal thing. But obviously we live in times where that's not ideal. You just need some sort of man figure. I think it's really important in anybody's life to have some sort of man figure, to help them do the things that women sometimes just can't understand. They won't be able to understand when it comes to certain things, when it comes to emotions and things of that nature. So, I mean, I'm thankful that, I grew up with a father in my life, and I had other, men of that nature, that I was able to glean from and things of that nature to help me understand how certain emotions should look, and things like that, and how I should operate as a man emotionally and physically and things of that nature. But I do agree with that. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of your men that are in prison have been raised by just their mother. That's it. The father is out somewhere and, not present and things of that nature. So, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, I definitely think there's something to that for sure. So
I feel like I heard a while ago someone say, I think it was a therapist or someone, they were like, a lot of men are overly mothered and underfathered. And I feel like that's exactly what it is. Like they're so out of touch with just reality in a sense when it comes to like managing their emotions and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys heard about the story with Takara Glenn. Like I actually grew up with her. That went viral. It was on national news. Her husband killed her while she was holding their baby, and they had 6 children. Like insane, all because like he was, cheating, and she was leaving him. And he couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle the embarrassment, the ego, the pride, like all of what was coming behind it. And it's so unfortunate, so sad. But again, he was raised by his mom, so
I have a question for you, Thea. A lot of times we love you on because we're getting that woman perspective. It's not an easy question. There is no one-all fit-all, so don't get, understand it's a general question. The saying, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Men are logical, women are emotional. As far as trends go, I think that's true. We're talking about a whole segment of men, though, that are not logical, that are acting with their feelings and emotions. But from a woman's perspective, do you see that? Do you feel that women lead with their emotions more than men, and men will, at least the proper men? We're not talking about we're obviously talking about the emotional men, but what real masculinity looks like is they're thinking with their minds and controlling themselves.
Are you asking me, do I feel like women are doing that more than men?
No, no, I'm asking, do you agree that women lead with their emotions,
Yeah.
the majority, and then real masculine men that aren't toxic, that aren't, overly feminine, they actually have impulse control. They actually show their strength through their silence or through their lack of action versus the silliness, right?
Absolutely.
I'm just
I
seeing from a
do.
woman's perspective.
I do. I do. And I think that I guess for Black women, I can only talk for us, but I feel like we play a part in making sure that we are empowering them to do that as well. Because I think that sometimes like Black men can get a bad rep for walking away. Like now it's the stigma that they're soft or weak, but that's not. So and I feel like I had to learn that through growth and maturity too. Like all of that, like rah rah loud and aggressive behavior is not healthy. Like that is not masculine. But I think that sometimes, we have been conditioned to it and then that's what we expect. And then so when we get a man that is more wise and sensible and leading in that mature way, like we have to make sure that we actually appreciate it too.
I want to add to that real quick, because there is a stigma when it comes to the black culture that men have to be rough, tough.
Yeah.
You got to do this, that, show no emotion, don't cry. There's a
Right.
stigma that goes with that, and I see that even in my own family.
Yeah.
When the male, I'm not going to say nieces, well, nephews and cousins and things of that nature, when they're raised up, you can see the parents, you can see the dad treat them a certain way. They treat the boys a certain way and treat the girls another way. And I'm like, there should be a balance. You
Hmm.
need to be teaching these kids how to not only, be rough and tough. Obviously, you want your boys to be a certain way, but you also want them to understand how to show their emotion and how to feel and things of that nature. So I agree with that. There's a big misconception when it comes to that in the black culture. So
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't want to be controversial in this, but to be honest with you, I think the issue is the black woman.
Uh, well, you
Whether
know
it's the
what?
black whether it's the black mother or the black girlfriend or the black wife or the black chick or whatever that is feeding into these things. Look at the Will Smith Jada thing. Will Smith laughed. He held himself in check until she fed him that energy. Now,
Yeah.
why are you worried about this man talking about this and that? I get that you're bald, you got this alopecia, whatever it may be, but you're not 5 years old in kindergarten.
Okay.
You are a star in the spotlight. You telling me that all the things people done said about you, you worried about this man saying this joke,
Yeah.
but you got your man canceled
Yeah.
because you fed him that energy versus now some of that's on Will because it's about accountability.
Right.
Will not in charge of his house. I don't mean that to be sexist. I mean he not handling his business because the woman is leading him.
mhm.
Hmm.
And that's where you get those overreactions or that silliness. Now that's just me. You know,
I
I'm a
will
very
agree to a
yeah,
certain extent. I feel like with the whole, we have to like the black woman, we could be the issue because I have heard women, definitely talk down on men that
yeah,
are not as aggressive. And in hindsight, too, like, oh, I don't like have that attitude of like they don't need them, they don't need them, they don't need them. Like I can do this, I can do that, but it's just like, come on, like we're literally out here begging these men to act right and to lead our households and to provide and all of these amazing things.
yeah. I hear what you're saying, but you know,
So yeah,
mm,
I get it.
I think that to be honest with you, men as a whole are only going to do what women allow us to do. See, I always am like, and I've said this to you before, Thea, women hold a power they do not harness for real.
Yeah.
Women harness the power when trying to get some gifts or some money or some trip, but they not really bringing that man's in for real, right?
Mhm.
Men, in my opinion, we got out of caves because of women.
Mhm.
Men have built the world. This is like whatever, but we only was competing for the woman
Mhm.
throughout history. This is what with people like Andrew Tate or plenty of toxicity with Kevin Samuels. These people, but what they say sometimes is true. Even like for the majority of history, most men didn't reproduce.
Mm-hmm.
That was reserved for these higher value people or whatever, whatnot. And once women start saying, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and reproduce with this, and I'm not going to hold you to no standard, and I'm just going to accept this or that. I think the key is the Black women for so much. And it's a compliment to you all, but it is a heavy critique.
It is. It is. But I think, it just takes time. You
Stop
have to be open.
Stop dating these silly dudes.
Okay.
Stop giving energy to being a side chick. Stop making it seem like that's cool.
Okay, because it's not cute.
Stop trying to make it seem, the feminist movement, because we're coming up against it, but the feminist movement have taken that traditional woman that loves that, her man, her family, and this and that, and they've made them like, I don't need no man. I can be with 10 men.
I literally was just talking to my little cousin about this whole phase. Like, can we stop celebrating the whole phase? Like, because if you think about it, like, the whole phase is literally nothing but you giving yourself away to men, which that's what they're out to get anyway.
Yep.
And then you're putting yourself on the same level as the lowest vibrational man possible. Why are we doing that? And then why are we glorifying it? And then why are we telling all the girls behind us, that's coming behind us, to make sure you get your whole phase out, have a whole phase? No, we don't need that. You can talk to men, you can date men, but you don't need to sleep around with every man just because that's what society is telling you to do. It's true. Not cute.
That's right.
Let's just save ourselves some trauma and a lot of hours in therapy and just focus on ourselves until the right one comes along.
Yep.
We got 45 seconds, co-host. I'll say this, and you've heard me say it before. My youngest daughter, she's 18, she's in college. A lot of women have accepted this whole phase during early years in college and this and that. And who knows what the future holds, but for now, she's even telling her friends these old sayings that I'm telling her. Why are you going to give yourself, why would any man want to buy the cow when he's getting the milk for free?
True.
These men are only going to be your boyfriend or this or that or talk to you because they're getting this thing that you don't value, obviously.
Yep.
So I always say, when you giving it up like that, why would they ever value you for real?
Mm-hmm.
You may get a ring, you may get married, but in the end, most things that are built like that, it's a struggle to survive because there was not the true value there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. Then you're like, oh, I want to change. That's what half the women on Kevin Samuels was. Well, I was young.
Mm-hmm.
I was this or that. Mm-hmm. That's not you saying it as an excuse, but you're still showing that same behavior. Anyway, co-host, take us home, baby, because we are up against it. Did you have anything to close on that topic before you end it?
Nah, man. It's a good conversation. I definitely agree with a lot of it, for sure. I think we need to do better as a culture. I think you talk about it every week. That's why we do these conversations. Accountability for the culture. So hopefully we reaching somebody, man. Hopefully we reaching somebody. So but anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Thank you so much for listening to us. We will be back for another show next week. Definitely listen out for us for that. We're back here at JQLM Radio 10 a.m. On Monday, also on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. We're also on Spotify, Anchor.fm. Definitely come check us out. But we are out of here. Peace out.
Peace.